This is interesting. I don't know if this is where a moose. What is this hair? That looks like thick for deer. It's kind of light for moose. Is it elk? Ooh boy. Lots of bushwhacking with the sled. Thought the sled would be easier today. Probably still was, but pulling that thing through this thick stuff with all that deadfall was interesting. So anyway, as you can see, I'm at my lean-to, well, my ridge pole is all it is. I probably won't do very much work on this today still, but I do want to hang my tarp up, put a chair up, have a picnic. In case you're wondering what this is a koozie for my Nalgene bottle that I made out of just a big roll of Reflectix that I ordered on Amazon. And this is not to keep my water cold, this is to keep it from freezing. Okay, firewood time. So one thing that I want to do today for this cooking, for this steak, is I want to find a nice, big in diameter, relatively recent dead, if not fallen, dead but not rotten, that I can split in two and use as kind of a plate / cutting board. Could have got one that's a little straighter, but I'm thinking toward the bottom there, that big piece will have a couple good straight cuts in it. I'll probably cut right there, bring this up to camp and use it for firewood the rest of the way. I like the smaller diameter stuff for the base of the fire. It doesn't take that huge stuff to give you a good ground level. You can just go just like that. Would start a fire just like that. Good to combust off some of these limbs. You got small sticks on top all the way up to good size fuel, and just be really careful when you're busting them because they'll snap you in the eye. They'll cut you open, man. I like that one. Still getting the hang of this feather stick stuff. So I want to try to find my spot where it's the straightest, and I'm thinking there's a knot right here, pretty good one. Something like right here to here, maybe. Whew! That's some work, man. Well, let's just try this. All right. Could have went better, could have went worse. It'll look good for my cutting boards. Cutting my celery up into like longer chunks, because the idea is that I'm going to be eating the vegetables with my hands. So you want to have the vegetables kind of in bigger chunks, because you're going to be using your hands to eat the vegetables right out of the tin foil, the hobo dinner. Okay, and then the baby carrots I have here, and those are staying just the way they are. We're not going to cut those at all. And then the onion, I want to cut straight down the middle as best as I can here. Edges off. Off the skin. Now the onion's the same thing. I want it in big chunks, so I'm actually going to cut it lengthwise once like this, and then I'm going to cut it just twice, like that. We want big pieces. And then for the garlic cloves, for the garlic, I gotta be careful on my work surface here. I just want to open it, smash it. I want it a little bit open, smashed open, but not minced, not chopped, not mashed lightly. I want them whole, but I want them aromatic. For flavor, I have the garlic in there. But what I also want to do is add some olive oil. This will help with the cooking. I'm also going to add some sea salt. This is coarse ground sea salt. So we'll go over it like this. Okay, she's nice and tight and wrapped. There's our vegetable medley. So I try to regulate my fire, have flames and fuel on one side, coals on the other. I have some coals built up on this side already, And that's where I'm gonna place my vegetables. Our veggies are getting there close, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up our cast iron. You just wanna set it on a spot where it's you know, a little solid. And we're gonna go ahead and move our vegetables almost all the way off of the fire, just so they stay warm. We're gonna put some olive oil in there, a nice generous amount. And you can see the pan's already hot, the way that the olive oil is spreading out. See, we're getting that nice bottom sear. I am going to turn this over. See that color, that beautiful color? Now at this point, what I want to do is I want to throw in my garlic cloves, and I'm going to just drop them right into the oil, little pieces. Another thing I'm going to do is on the hot top side of the steak, I'm going to rub some butter on the top. Keep it nice and moist, nice and juicy. And then one thing I'm going to do also is just add some butter to the pan, just like that. Now I want to take this garlic out before it starts burning. But in the meantime, I'm also going to add just some more butter to the pan. Just like so. Okay, so that's got that nice sear on the bottom, as you can see. One thing I like to do is stand it up in the pan, just to let the fat on the sides get seared. Remove the steak off of the pan. I'm going to wrap the steak up in the tin foil to rest for at least 5 minutes. That way it will stay nice and warm. And I'm gonna move over to my sled, my little table. Okay guys, our steak has another moment to cool, but let's take a look at our vegetable medley. The onions are very tender. The celery is perfect. Carrots are cooked to perfection. And that garlic and that sea salt and that little bit of olive oil really adds a lot of flavor to this without having to have very much to it, and it being very healthy. And that, my friends, is going to be a wonderful meal. Let's give it a cut here real quick. Just like I like it. A nice smoke ring around the outside, very pink in the middle and tender. And we'll try this out. So rich, so good. The marbling of the fat, the tenderness, the garlic on the outside, the butter, giving it that kick, mixed in with some very delicate aromatic vegetables in a tinfoil dinner. I'm gonna put the fire out, get all cleaned up, and then put the fire out. Then I gotta drag this sled all the way out of this craziness and go home. So, thanks for watching, guys. Another one. Haggard's peace now.